gonna do things a little different tonight. You guys can't see it, but my office is a mess, and I figured, could I keep procrastinating, try to get around to cleaning it, or just film it as it is and get you guys out a video? So that's the direction that we took. So tonight's video is going to be a top Zinwa Q25 questions answered. So these are going to be questions that you have posed to me, be it from comments in the Reddit posts that I've made or the different videos or YouTube posts that I have made. There definitely have been a handful that have sort of come to the top, and so I thought, let's just do a Q&A video where I go through them one by one and give you the answers that I can to the best of my ability from my experiences with the 2 test units that I have. So without further delay, let's jump into it. And we're back. Thank you, my friends, for being so patient with my antics. Let's look at my notes here. Top 15 questions as compiled by me, and hopefully being able to help you guys in your decisions as to whether or not you'd like to purchase a Q25, whether you're just curious about it and wanting to know more about it. That's what this video is for tonight. So let's start with question number 15. We'll go by least frequently asked to most frequently asked. Where can I buy or pre-order? Great question. So I will go ahead and put a link to that in the description here. It is linkapus.com. And you can pick one up. I think that you could expect your device to ship in the next couple of months. Number 14, is the GPS functional? Yes, my friends, the GPS is very functional. I'll try not to give you guys my exact location. There we go. While using the app, and it's going to zoom. Oh, we will divert. So, yeah, you can see there. GPS works fine. I use it regularly for navigation when I'm using it. Anything GPS related, as long as you can get the app on the device, which it has the Play Store, so it hasn't been an issue for me getting any apps that I might need. Number 13, does it have a micro SD card slot? Yes, it does. So for those of you that are not familiar with the Classic, let me see if I can get this to focus, maybe. There we go. So over here, you've got your SIM tray, and over here, you've got your micro SD card slot. And both of them work, just as you would expect them on any Android device. So if we just go into Files, you can see right there, internal storage, SD card. Works great. Number 11, ooh, Trackpad. So people have asked how the Trackpad works. This is a great question and actually kind of an exciting answer for it. So Zinwa just announced that there is a new update that I don't think that I have it on this device quite yet, that will enable mouse mode for the Trackpad. So right now, I'll just show you here, it acts more as like a D-pad, a direction pad. You can just, move the cursor, the selector around. You can see here we go over into the apps, scroll all around, works great. What the mouse mode does is you toggle it on, and you can actually use the trackpad as if it is a mouse for selecting things on the screen, and then even in the D-pad when you let's see, let's go Spotify, you tap a thing, you tap it on the trackpad, and it treats it as if it is a tap. Oh, and you better believe people are going to ask about this. Number 10, the notification LED. So it does work sometimes. Right now I don't have any notifications waiting, so it's not doing anything there, but I've noticed it is a little bit better than what I would call hit or miss. So if you have something that comes in, say it's a Telegram message, say it's an SMS, MMS, any kind of text message, email, you name it, it will blink for a little while, and I haven't really been able to determine any rhyme or reason as to what the cadence is for specific apps. I know that this is something that is highly requested and that the Zinwa team is aware of this, but for now, yes, it works. It's just a little sporadic and it's not customizable. And yes, that includes me trying to put on the old Lightflow app from several years ago. Doesn't really work, or at least I couldn't get it working. But the LED itself does work. Going on to number 9, Google Play, banking apps. I don't know of any app that I've used that doesn't work on this device, though I do know there is some functionality that doesn't work. RCS currently is not working as it should. It will connect to RCS. It'll say RCS connected if you go into Google Messages, but then it can't actually send and receive RCS messages from this device. Mobile payments. So the NFC payment system, this is another thing along with RCS that currently is only available if you root the device. This isn't something that I have tested. Banking apps work. A lot of other apps that I know sometimes can be restricted if you don't have the full Google certification. they've worked fine. But this device itself does have Play Store. It does have all of the regular GMS services. It's just lacking some of those certifications required for some of those more, Google restricted services, such as RCS and such as Tap to Pay. Let's go on. General OS performance and smoothness. Okay, overall, I am blown away by how smooth it is. I mean, you can see here as I'm moving through the menus, everything is like incredibly smooth, incredibly responsive. I mean, if I go into apps, let's see, let's find something that's not going to give away too much of my. There we can just go into Discord. You can see it loads right up. I mean, just you guys can. I hope you can see from this right here. Everything is super responsive. Now, along with that, I can say, because people have asked this as well, as kind of a related question to this question here, is this device one that you could have as your solo device, as your everyday carry, as your daily driver? Absolutely. Even this prototype pre-production unit I have used for weeks at a time without any hiccups whatsoever. Number 7 is the keyboard backlit. Yes and no. So there are currently, that I know of, 2 different pre-production prototype versions, one of which has a keyboard backlight that is very, 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 very dim, that you can really only see the backlight if you are in a pitch black room. And then the version 2 of the prototype, that the keyboard backlight is fine. So those are the 2. I'm not aware of any way that you can adjust those brightnesses on these pre-production units. That's been my experience with the 2 test units that I have, which, as luck would have it, one of my test units is the version 1 prototype, one of my test units is the version 2 prototype, so I've been able to see how both of the backlights are, and yeah, on the version 2, the backlight is great. Number 6 is a common question. How is it in web browsing? How is it in video apps, social media? I can say it works really, really great as long as the content that you are browsing doesn't have any... Well, here, let's do this. Okay, so you can kind of see here, just from scrolling on Instagram, because we have this square display, when you've got the aspect ratios that are portrait, you do have to do a bit of scrolling. Same through over here, videos. You can see the whole thing as long as you're willing to scroll a little bit. But again, this is something that for me was really easy to get used to, and I'm not a big social media user anyway anymore, and when I do, it's mostly for pictures and obviously getting news out about returning retro goings on. But yeah, I think that this is a little bit where you can watch the top of the video and then you can watch the bottom of the video, maybe the middle of the video. So could be distracting for some people, but I have found that it is very easy to get used to. YouTube, let's do that one because I know that's another one that people are going to wonder about. Let's just go back. Search YouTube. Let's see, what should we look at, guys? How about returning retro? Bam. And again, you can see very, very responsive. What is returning retro? Yeah, let's just watch my channel trailer. How's that sound? So you can see there, that's how it looks. If we go into full screen mode, I mean, that's not bad, guys. Sorry, you can see my studio lighting there, but yeah. And this is just in the web app. I've downloaded the app itself. I don't have it on here currently, but works great. So there are a couple of things where you may have to turn it a certain direction to get the video to move in or out of full screen. I have had that happen before, but I mean, I'm splitting hairs here, you guys. This is all stuff that is very, very easy to get used to once you've used it a little while. Number 5, how is the typing keyboard experience, especially in comparison to clicks, to typing on BB10 devices, etc.? It's amazing. I don't really know how else to put it. This is one where it's going to depend on these devices, these being the Q25, since it's old production resto mod, where it's really going to depend on the condition of the keyboards you get more than anything. The keyboards on my 2 test units are a little bit different in how worn in they are, or maybe worn out, you could even say. But yeah, they're great. I mean, I would say broad strokes, if you are fine at typing on a regular BlackBerry Classic keyboard, it's going to be exactly the same, especially if, like me, you go in and put in the BlackBerry keyboard APK. It works really, really well on this. And then I also know, shout out to my friend Gore, who's done a fork of the Harpocrat keyboard for the Q25, which is the APK fork that I've been using. It works really, really great. Okay, number 4. Does it have a headphone jack? Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it does. And wouldn't you know it, it works. And it works quite well. It works great for listening to music. It works great for calling. It works great for, you know, the mic controls with the volume up, volume down, play, pause, all of that have worked great on this. So yeah, just like you would expect, it works just wonderfully. Battery life, this was one that people asked about a lot. This, again, is the number 3 most asked question. There are only 2. They were asked more frequently than that. But yeah, it does great. I believe these prototypes have either a 27 or a 2800 milliamp hour battery in it, and the production units are going to bump that up to 3000. I'm getting 2 to 3 days between charges with moderate use. If I went into Jake mode, where I only had my 4 favorite apps, I'm sure I could push this to 4 days probably pretty easily. I just haven't done that before. But yeah, battery life is definitely a standout feature on this, especially considering you're not giving up really anything in terms of performance. Number 2, how is the camera quality? Oh, guys, can we skip this question? I don't really want to. So the camera quality is it's not great. I was talking to Jan Ole a couple weeks ago about it, and I made the comment where I was like, yeah, I was able to accidentally get a couple of decent pictures with it. But here, let's just, here on camera, I'll just take a couple pictures and show you guys what, so you can see here. I'm gonna go over here. Let's take a picture of, there we go. Well, we get the minimal phone next to my Super Mario 2 NES cartridge. Drink coaster, no motion there. And then let's go ahead and flip it around. Smiling picture of yours truly. I'll go ahead and include both of those here, and you guys can be the judges yourself. It still does in a pinch. You know, for QR code scanning, it works fine. If you need to scan a document, you know, scan a document with whatever app you have that is mobile scanning, it does fine. But if you're doing things like, in my case, taking pictures of your kids, taking pictures of your family, you're probably going to want to have a secondary device with you for the best possible pictures. Finally, the most asked question was, does it work on AT&T and or Verizon in the US? To that, my friends, I can say I think so. The reason I say that is because the carriers that I use are US Mobile and Google Fi. I did test both US Mobile SIMs being Lightspeed, which is what they call the T-Mobile network, and Warp, which is what they call the Verizon network, and they both worked without issue. I put the SIM in, just took a couple of seconds to connect, everything was fine. Unfortunately, my friends, I do not have a first-party Verizon. I do not have a first-party or a second-party AT&T SIM for that matter. So your mileage may vary, but I can unequivocally tell you that it does support the networks in terms of LTE coverage. Maybe not every single LTE band, but most of them. And yeah, in my experience with US Mobile and even Google Fi, once I have been able to get it to connect on the Verizon network and the T-Mobile network, it works great. So guys, I talked fast. I said a lot of things. I wanted to make something that gave you guys a little bit more information than maybe you'd had up to this point. So hopefully this video is helpful. Stick around. A lot of really cool devices are going to be coming on the channel here. Thanks for being here. Hopefully this video is helpful. Go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to know immediately once my goofy self puts out another video. Thanks again.